Hi, I'm Delaney Ross-Burtnack, Executive Director of Manitoba Canola Growers Association. We are farmer-funded, farmer-focused, and have been working on your behalf since 1982. MCGA has innovated alongside canola farmers to serve the many changing needs of our members over these past 40-plus years. Today, we want to talk about why it's time to innovate again and how, as a member, you are our most important next step in growing MCGA for the future. We've all experienced recent challenges like record high inflation costs, rising uncertainty around government policy and trade, reduced growth in seeded canola acres, and a stall in canola yields. These, along with other factors, have had a significant effect on MCGA's programming direction and financials. As we look to the future, we need your guidance on what you would most value next from MCGA. While we won't be looking at in-depth audited financials in this video, they're always available for you to view alongside our annual reports at canolagrowers.com. If you know our history, you know MCGA was incorporated on July 8, 1982, with the legal purpose to stimulate, increase, and improve the production and marketing of canola and canola products in Manitoba. Initially funded by memberships, MCGA was granted a checkoff in 1996 of 50 cents for every ton of Manitoba canola sold, which was increased to $1 per ton in 2008. As canola acres and yield grew across Manitoba, so did our support to you as our members. In just over a decade, our research investment has grown from $250,000 to over $1 million. Based on member needs, we have significantly expanded investments in research project funding, along with building research capacity, stronger collaborative strategies, and engagement with researchers to improve their project value and relevance to farmers. In recent years, we've added direct financial support to the Canola Council of Canada for agronomist extension and services. And most recently have built an applied research program that includes on-farm research, canola variety evaluation trials, and canola diagnostic services. In the same time frame, our market development program has grown to include outreach to Canadian consumers from coast to coast. Most recently, we partnered with Alberta Canola and Sask Oilseeds to create the award-winning campaign brand Hello Canola, aimed at shifting Canadians from apathy to love for Canadian canola, while providing accurate information about canola's many benefits. Over the years, our programs supporting learning and development for farmers have been robust, ranging from regionally specific, hands-on training to hosting large provincial conferences, and everything in between. Our focus has always been to offer opportunities that directly benefit your farm operation. When it comes to advocating for farmers, we dedicated ourselves to show up where it counts, contributing a bold voice directly and through collaboration with our national and provincial advocacy partners. We tackle issues that matter to Manitoba canola farmers, ensuring your on-farm priorities are raised on the local, national, and international stage. Most of our advocacy work happens behind the scenes, shaping research, policies, and perceptions of canola and canola farmers, often proactively before challenges arise. We're proud that for nearly 17 years, we've worked with natural growth of the industry, careful financial planning, and cost sharing to grow into the organization we've become using the revenue we had. However, in recent years, we've seen acres and yields plateau. Seeded acres peaked in 2012 at just over 3.6 million, and then dipped to average out at just over the 3.2 million acre mark over the next 11 years. Yield can be variable from year to year, ranging from a record low yield of 25.7 bushels per acre in 2012, the same year as the recorded high seeded acres, to a high of 44 bushels per acre in 2017. Since 2017, provincial yield averages have held in the low 40s for 6 of the last 7 growing seasons, capping our checkoff revenue at a net average of $2.9 million over the past 10 years. While production and revenue stagnated, expenses have not. Like our members, we've also experienced record high inflation costs. As you can see on this chart, and we've all felt in our bank accounts, we currently need $1.42 today to have the same spending power as our dollar back in 2008. When you put this together, you can see how expenses have really started to outpace revenue. This chart shows that our actual expenses, in blue, have been outpacing our checkoff revenue in green for many years. But that gap got bigger in 2023 and 2024. Fortunately, our board and staff over the years have had great foresight, building MCGA's investments and seeking out new revenue sources like grants to offset deficits with other income, as seen here on the chart in light green. Sourcing this extra income has helped us push off the need to review our checkoff until now. We know that any good financial manager's first action to balance a budget is a close look at expenses. To better tell the story of how MCGA's staff and board have effectively managed our expenses over time, let's look at the comparison of what we budgeted to what we actually spent. For many years, we found creative ways to deliver our programming while spending less than we planned. We shared staffing and programming costs with partners and leveraged our spending with matching dollars to find new ways to make every checkoff dollar go further. However, as you'll see with our projected budget in fiscal 2025 to the far right, costs have jumped to a new level over $4 million that we'll no longer be able to offset with cost management and grants alone. With a net checkoff revenue of less than $3 million in fiscal 2025, we have a big gap to close to balance our budget and are expecting another deficit year. What may not be clear from these charts is that in the last 5 years, we've strategically used investment reserves to support important new services, like our applied research program, and help balance our bottom line. In this last year, we also drew from our contingency reserves to cover cash flow. While our investments have grown over time and could help balance the budgets in the short term, much of these investments are set aside to cover future spending commitments and will only go so far. Depending on our reserves to balance the books is clearly unsustainable in the long term. It's been a transformative journey for MCGA, and while it's clear we have to look closely at our checkoff revenue, it's equally clear that with the ever-changing challenges farmers are facing, that we start by looking at where we want to go as an association. Your vision for what you want to see MCGA do for farmers in the future is the first step. In 2025, we'll talk to farmers across the province to shape MCGA's programming and help us get a clear picture of the checkoff revenue needed to support the work our members want to see. We want to hear from you. Visit canolagrowers.com to find out how you can share your voice.